Hello and welcome to this, the final video in the series in which I am going to show you some examples of how schools are currently using past data within their school. This is the last of 4 short videos introducing you to PASS, our pupil attitudinal survey. The first video explained exactly what PASS is. In the second video we considered why you should use PASS in your school with all your students taking part in the survey. In the third video I took you briefly through the PASS report, explaining what data you get from each section. Finally, in this, the last video, we'll look at a couple of examples of how schools are using their PASS data and also how to use standardized data from more than one assessment to identify possible barriers to learning. Okay, now let's take a look at how schools are putting their PASS data to good use. Please note that as well as the examples that we're going to look at, there are many other ways that schools are using PASS data effectively, and you can find out about these and get more detail about PASS by signing up to join one of our regional Assessment Insight sessions, known as ACE. So please take a look at the GL Assessment website for details of these. No two pupils are the same, and PASS data, along with what you already know about your pupils, will help you identify much more accurately what problems, issues or difficulties an individual may be facing, both in school as well as away from it, so that you can provide appropriate support as effectively and efficiently as possible. PASS data may not always provide you with a hard and fast answer, but it will certainly enable you to be asking the right questions to get to the root of a problem. Here's my first example of common PASS usage in a school: fragile learners. We estimate there are about 1 in 5 fragile learners in most classrooms in the UK. These students are often hard to spot because their curriculum performance may be fine. But what curriculum performance alone is not telling you is whether they are vulnerable and need support and protection. They need to be identified and supported before they fail an important test unexpectedly. If you're having that thought at the top of the screen, it's too late. So here's one way of avoiding this. By combining PASS and attainment data, we can identify our fragile learners as those in the bottom right quartile of the scatter graph, as well as those who may have self-confidence but need further curriculum support, those in the top left quartile. For our fragile learners, attainment data alone suggests that they are doing fine and should be of no real concern, but the low PASS scores on their own self-belief highlights that there really is a problem, and it will be good to identify this well in advance of whatever test or exam is coming up. Appropriate and timely intervention can build up resilience and self-confidence, and this in turn can lead to improved academic results. Here's another example. A few years ago, we conducted research in a number of secondary schools, measuring students' attitudes to attendance in Year 7 when they have just come up from the more closeted and safe environment of a primary school. We then correlated the PASS data with actual attendance data a year later. As you can see, the correlation is very strong, but what it is also saying that good use of PASS data early on can help to identify those more likely to start to miss school so that appropriate intervention can be introduced and school attendance levels improved. Finally, let's have a quick look at how using several different sets of assessment data together can provide a sharply focused picture of each student, enabling you to get to know them better. To illustrate this, I'm going to look at a concept I mentioned in an earlier video in this series, that of using data from PASS together with ability and attainment data to see what that shows us. If you are using the Cognitive Abilities Test version 4 and the Progress Test series already, then to do this is very simple, and a specific report called the Combination Report is automatically produced for you. You can then use this alongside your PASS data. Take, for example, John. He has high self-belief as a learner, The results from his progress test, attainment, assessments show that he is doing well in class, and yet his Cat 4 ability measure suggests that he would generally be expected to perform as an average student. Well done, John, and his teachers and parents or carers, as something is happening that has inspired him to perform at a higher than expected level. Keep it up, John. On the other hand, Katie has a low opinion of herself as a learner, is not doing well in class, and yet her ability score suggests that in fact she could and should be up at the top of the class. Whatever is holding her back needs to be identified and put right, and quickly. Katie needs support. I hope you get the picture here and see the power of working with multiple sets of data. Let me end this video and the series with some reminders of what GL's Attitudinal Survey Pass can do for you and your students. As we've just seen, it helps to identify students in danger of not delivering results that they should be capable of. It can help to explain why some students appear to be or are disaffected and switched off in class. If attendance is an issue in your school, it will help to identify those most likely to start missing school. It can throw a light on possible mental health issues, and it is a valid form of pupil voice that your students can use to inform you of the quality of learning that is going on in your school. Thank you for watching this, the final one of our videos introducing the PASS Attitudinal Survey, and I hope it has helped you to see how useful PASS data is and the vital role that it plays in supporting your students. If you would like more information or would like to discuss any aspect of what we have covered in these videos, then please do go to our website where there is a wealth of information, or contact us using the information shown on the screen. Thank you and goodbye.